Iran has said goodbye to its slain supreme leader. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was laid to rest in Iran's holiest shrine. After 2 days of escalating tit-for-tat strikes, there is an apparent lull in the fighting between the U.S. and Iran. But anger towards the U.S. and the American president is tangible. Banners threatening death to Donald Trump were carried in procession. This, an exclusive reporting from the Wall Street Journal, reveals an Iranian plot to assassinate the president. Let's bring in Anna Cunningham in London. So, Anna, what more can you tell us about this reported assassination plan?
Morning, Juanita. Well, clearly the security of the US President Donald Trump is being taken very seriously. And as she said, this is being reported by US media, first in an exclusive by the Wall Street Journal. The suggestion is that Israel shared intelligence with the US that Iran has devised a new plan to allegedly assassinate President Donald Trump. But there are some who are today questioning whether this could possibly be an effort on Israel's part to sway President Trump's decision-making on any military action against Iran. Look, I think it's worth putting this into context against what we have seen take place in Iran yesterday and overnight. Let's just show you some of those images from the funeral procession and the burial of the late Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. And you can see very clearly those large banners were unfolded and swept along by the crowd calling for death to Donald Trump. The US president is very aware of threats to his life. Of course, we know there have been attempts on his life before, but let's just take a listen to what he said earlier this week at the NATO summit.
Number one on the kill list for Iran. They're lovely people. I'm number one. So I don't know. I can't tell you that, but I don't really care because I'm doing my job and I'm doing it, I hope, better than anybody's ever done it, because we have a country that's hot and really, really successful. But I mention it only because it's on the list. I mean, it came out. There was another list came out yesterday, and I'm number one on. I like being number one on TikTok better, but I'm number one on the list for killing.
Look, since President Trump's first term, the US government has long warned that Iran may try to kill him in retaliation for the 2020 drone strike that he ordered back then, which killed a top Iranian general, Qasem Soleimani. And when he left Ankara, it didn't go unnoticed that he changed Air Force One jets here in the UK. The reason for that remains unexplained by Washington. Juanita.
Week of mourning and days-long funeral for Khamenei. Has there been any sign of his successor?
His successor is his son, Mojtaba Khamenei. No, absolutely no sign. He was chosen as Iran's third supreme leader after the death of his father in that Israeli-US strike on the first day of the war. But we have not seen him. There have been no confirmed sightings at his father's funeral and burial. There were other members of his family who were there, but there have been no reports that he has been seen. We did hear that he had been injured in earlier strikes, but the Iranian regime has maintained that he is still in charge. Juanita.
So where do hostilities stand between the US and Iran?
Well, put very simply, I think at the moment, after those 2 days of strikes from both the US and Iran, it appears that there is a lull at the moment. We're hearing suggestions behind the scenes that there are attempts to get diplomacy back on track. But that interim ceasefire still remaining very fragile.
Thank you, Anna.